Jeskai Hinata. Hinata is one of the sweeter cards out of Neo Alchemy. It says spells you cast cost 1 less for each target that they have, and spells your opponents cast cost 1 more. So while this obviously works really well to make things like negates and disruptions and stance and absence and abrades and stuff cost 1 instead of 2, it also puts Magma Opus kind of into overdrive. So Magma Opus can theoretically target 6 things. So with Hinata in play, you can cast 2 mana Magma Opus, which is quite powerful. You can also make Shatterskull Smashing. It costs a little bit less as well. And then we've got Goldspan Dragon at the top to help us ramp up into this stuff as well when we don't have Hinata. So let's go ahead and pop on into some matches with this one and see how it goes. Arslan, just send me a DM on Twitch or Twitter with a screenshot of your account at level 10, and I will be happy to gift you a sub on my streams on today. Appreciate you checking out the sponsor and the support. Today is the last day, by the way. If you're someone that had wanted to do the Dark Nemesis promo for a free gift sub to the channel, this is the last day to do that. The promo ends tomorrow morning. So if you're someone that enjoys my content but has been able to support on your own, that's a great way you can do it with a little bit of your time. Yeah, this is probably fine. Needs another blue or white source to cast this. We got a couple interactive spells early. Just play this tapped on 1, then we have untapped for Dragonfire on 2, untapped on 3. No, thank you. Sweet, and there's the other source that we needed. I think if they Thalia me, I'm just gonna Fading Hope her. Just keep their board tempoed. That one will kill with Dragonfire. I'm not big on hot drinks in general, Windmagus, but I like iced tea. And then obviously not discarding this Opus, so it'll be super cheap with Hinata. This is actually mostly fine though, right? So you get to play out Goldspan Dragon and get attack you with that. And this is Goldspan Dragon. Goldspan Dragon is basically extra copies of Hinata in this deck, because it's more ways to enable our expensive plays. It's a good way to think about it. Send this back for whence it came. Get the tempo on. Negate actually sounds lovely here. Just gotta keep them from attacking us next turn, and our dragons are lethal in the air. The Goldspan Dragon clock is a quick one. Tick-tock. I'm gonna negate this in case they have the Rune of Haste to follow it up. Now they need untapped land, Rune of Haste, and lifelink. So should just be dead here, I imagine. Fine. Honestly, it's pretty good here. There's definitely a Flame Blessed Bolt and Burning Hand matchups. I don't think it's a Burn Down the House matchup. Maybe this is fast enough. Their things grow up kind of quick. Stance and Absence are definitely both fine. Maybe it's a some negate, but not all of the negates matchup. I can see Windfall being a little slow. Do I want Smoldering Egg? This could be an okay Lier matchup too. If they don't take this off the board, it just recasts all of our removal and ends them. I'm going to do this. Let's start here and see how it feels. Sand again, very sweet. Really happy to see Commune with the Spirits and not their 1 mana thing. Wow, no turn 2 plays great for us. Missing a land currently, but Expressive Iteration means we have 4 looks at 1 for next turn. I'll let them get their Rune of Choice, but then I am going to go ahead and Dragonfire this. I just want the board to be empty when I Iteration next turn. Swing and a miss. Sec. And Library Exile. Definitely don't need third Hinata. And Library Exile. Geist Weave. I don't know what Geist Weave does. Sure. I think Fading Hope's probably better than that for tempo purposes. I'm gonna go ahead and jam the first one of these into the Spirit Realm. If we draw an untapped land, we just get to go ahead and farewell and get our thing back, which is great. Oh, it does explicitly need to be white, doesn't it? Good call. So I have to target 4 things with the damage, so this only costs 2. But I want to tap them off of their green sources during their upkeep here before they have a chance to use them. So I think this is the worthwhile play. Just kill their thing and start attacking, huh? Untapped white's still really good. I don't care about my graveyard at all in this deck, right? I should just exile graveyards. Oh, I have Lier. I boarded in a Lier, so we want to leave the graveyards where they are. I'm glad I looked. Hold on. Pulled up our untapped deck editor and skimmed real quick. So Dragon gives me 5 mana afterwards, which means I can still smashing both their things in play here. So my treasure makes 2. Man, it seems kind of busted, chat, that this card makes treasures when it's targeted and when it attacks. Maybe they should fix something about that. We're about to be done, chat. That felt pretty good. But dealing 1 damage to our dragon gain us a treasure, it does. But then we wouldn't have had lethal with our 2/4/4, so it's a bad line. Draw. What's the deal? I subscribed for misery, not the joy. We've been doing too much winning these past few games. It really hurt my feelings, chat, when that person came in the other day and teased us for not having a high rank on the ladder. So we had to try and get a high rank. Speaking of, did you see Croakies went something insane like 60-4 and couldn't get past number 3 on the ladder, going 60-4? Was 66-4, yeah. Chat, don't tie your self-worth to your ability to perform well on the Magic Arena ladder. It's not a good system. All right, so hand, library, exile. There's a reason why I could not care less about what little number is underneath their name. I don't play in their qualifier things anyways. It's like not a big deal. I mean, Rakdos Sack splashing for Ovar is like, everybody's splashing for Ovar in Alchemy at the moment. It's not really anything special. The red-black deck that won the Hoglandia Open was splashing for Ovar too. Ovar is one of the best answers to City Stalker Connoisseur, which is a format-defining card in Alchemy. Good. This is my I wasn't kidding reminder. Anybody mentioning anything about the Magic Arena economy is getting a 10-minute timeout in my chat moving forward. Please and thank you. Ha! I just Opus in response, right? Because it feels like they have a removal spell. It feels like they have a removal spell. Wow, they didn't have a removal spell. That's so good for us. So... So if I target, this costs 10, but if I target this, their face, and 2 lands, it costs 4 less, so I can cast it. So we'll go upkeep, cast this, target you, target you, target you, target you. Yeah, Steve, about 90 minutes, roundabouts there. It's nice to redeem. It would be a damn shame if there were something making all of my stuff much cheaper. All right, so spot removal's not great here. I think I actually leave in Fading Hope to be able to bounce my things in response to their removal spells. They have some Planeswalkers. Fateful Absence is fine. Negate's probably okay here. It's a Stroke matchup. They have Meat Hook. They probably have Lulf. I don't know if it's a Stroke matchup. Burn Down the House actually seems okay. They go wide on occasion. Do they go wide enough with small enough things that Cinderclasm is good? I don't know. Maybe not. Negate will be good too, because I assume they're going to bring in a bunch of go blanks post board. So the opponent had both Redain and Welcoming Vampire, but they also had a lot of not great creatures too. So maybe I'm supposed to leave like in some Abrades, because cleaning out Welcoming Vampire is important. A lot of their creatures are like stuff like this that I don't really want to spend a removal spell on. If that makes sense. I'm basically snapping off Negate on anything they cast this turn that it can target. Like even an Environmental Science is gonna get negated here. Hopefully they cast, I was hoping for a Wedding Invitation, but like I said, I think I'll just take what I can get here. Do I want to iterate into Fading Hope, or do I want a Prismari Command? I think it's just Prismari Command. We go deal 2, make a treasure here. It lets me Goldspan next turn. Just go blank. It's this. And we just hope to spike a land for this, and if we miss on the land, we play Expressive Iteration. Is that okay? Negate for a secondary go blank, or a removal spell on the Goldspan Dragon. They also missed a land drop. Yeah, negate plus Goldspan is still pretty gross, for sure. Any iteration that you don't miss on the land drop that you're looking for feels quite good. If they have a Soul Shatter here or some type of Edict effect, we're in trouble. I think the secret to Standard, chat, is you should just always make sure to register a card that got nerfed in Alchemy but is still Standard legal. The key to making sure your deck is cracked in this format. It claims my opponent is about to learn, chat, but at the same time, this is the second time they targeted my Goldspan Dragon with something, so I question if that's the case. Aren't any 4-mana sweepers that take these off the table, so go. By the way, it looks like my opponent got a little unlucky there, and while, like, not drawing the 4th land definitely isn't ideal, it's important to remember this is the game I negated in Environmental Sciences, right? Like, turn 3, I'm just like, I'm gonna spend my mana on this turn and get whatever card they do. Just wanted to be resource efficient and hit the upside of them stumbling. Gonna accidentally make top 1200. I guess we are getting dangerously close to the end of the season. Oh no, we have to play all next week. Chat, I am very confident that we can spew all of these rank points you currently see before the end of the season. Just have a little faith, chat. Have a little faith. We'll make sure to spew. Somebody get the Grixis donation ready. Just gonna keep killing all their stuff while they're tapped out. They're obviously like a cheeky counterspell deck. Which makes this Unexpected Windfall super awkward. Like, they've probably got Spell Pierces and stuff. I don't think I can just jam Windfall here, unfortunately. Let's negate and see if they have a response. Yeah, the pause here definitely implies Spell Pierce. A little pause champ action. It's fine. We have a 6 land to play this through Pierce next turn. We'll just do this now while they have Spell Pierce up and not an additional counter spell, just because my hand's pretty mediocre, so I want to make sure this happens to maybe find some action, he says, before breaking off. Might get some value out of this Valorous Stance. They have red mana, so there's a good chance they have a Smoldering Egg in their deck. It's fine. We've got the Soaring City to Tempo, the Aberration here. We've got a bunch of 4/4s in our deck, so we're pretty far off of this being able to kill us in the short term, and our deck's got a lot of live draws in it. We're flooding a little bit right now, but... And actually, I think I'm going to take the hit from this, and we'll bounce it at end of turn. So that way they can't replay it right away as well. Give them fewer chances to flip it over. Right, I think there's a good chance our preview card's a one and done after that video this morning, but you know, it is what it is. Ooh, I found some candy. Hand, library, exile. Never forget, chat, Magic the Gathering is played under capitalism, so cards like Overcharged Amalgam are allowed to exploit themselves. Okay. Reflection of the Kiki Jiki with Overcharged Amalgam is actually kind of incredible. It's actually kind of incredible. So props, maybe doing something with this is something we'll do next week to spew some rank points with. I don't know that it's very good, but it's definitely incredible. We could do an update to the blue-red deck we played yesterday. We played blue-red Mindlink mech yesterday, which was fantastic. And some Overcharged Amalgams could be a sick top end in there. Sweet. Things are not looking good for our hero, chat. We've had 0 Magma Opus in our top 20 cards. I just see you just gotta complain a little bit sometimes, and then it shows up for you. Yeah, speak of the devil. Oh, they're doing this now? I need to just kill their stuff now, right? So we go target, target, target. Submit 3, tap, tap. No, it's the permanence controller next turn, so this will be gone until my upkeep. They have these 2 sagas though, so we like kind of need another Magma Opus at this point, or a Shatterskull Smashing. Shatterskull Smashing would also be good. The opponent forgot to put their Malevolent Hermit into play, their Benevolent Geist, before casting this. Could have stopped my negate. So open for Magma Opus or Expressive Iteration here as our top decks. Another negate, not so good in the face of Benevolent Geist. I'm confused why we made a reflection of a reflection at not my end step. Like, doing this at my end of turn so you can untap and have a bunch of them to attack with is fine, but... I'm trying to think, like, what kind of card they could have in hand that makes this profitable to do. Sure. I think they're just, like, realize they're just, like, wasting their mana. Yeah, they just want to, like, copy Benevolent Geist to get it in the air, right? So, for what it's worth, copying or having reflections copy a bunch of reflections at my end of turn is good, because then you get to untap and attack with all of them. They're gonna cast Meat Hook Massacre off the treasure tokens, chat. Just watch. It's the secret tech. And they could have a negate here that I can't do anything about because their spells are currently uncounterable. If this resolves, though, we should be good to go. Honestly, I think we just attack with both of these, right? Just so we can start pressuring them into blocks next turn. What is in the opponent's hand? Probably lands. The game's gone long, right? Like they're through almost half their deck, and they've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've got 7 lands in play. and they're through 27 cards. There's probably 1 or 2 lands in their hand. Ooh, that's a good thought. I think you're right, Jelly Bean. I think I should have played a land and played another Hinata out. I think that's a good take. Just to preserve my life total. Getting punked out here is the way that I lose. You play the second Hinata and you sacrifice the tapped one, Roth. Yeah, it's expensive. It's like paying 4 mana to give it vigilance, basically. Is what's being suggested that I agree with. Cinderclasm seems cracked here. Burn Down the House is maybe okay. Negate's pretty mediocre. There's definitely an all Doomblades on deck matchup. Unexpected Windfall is rancid. Fateful Absence and Valorous Stance both seem kind of mediocre. There's probably another Lier matchup. Just like comes in and hangs out, we win the game. It's fine. Our first land's tapped, but we have Flame Blast Bolt on 2, and then Prismari Command on 3, and Hinata on 4. So not ideal, but definitely keepable. Basically just want to kill all of their things as soon as they come into play to run them out of threats. Reflection of the Kiki is a really neat card in their archetype, because it's a card that's like 2 threats inside of 1 card, in a deck that, generally speaking, struggles to generate value in spots. Nice follow-up threat to Hinata. Yeah, I've been enjoying Standard Beetle. For what it's worth, I'm only playing formats I enjoy these days. If you see me playing a game or card game format on stream, it's because I either don't know what it's about or because I like it. I am fortunate enough to be past the point in my streaming career where I'm stressing about metrics while I'm making content. For what it's worth, I think Magic's good standard formats are great. Like it's awesome when Magic has standard formats that are worth playing. Alright, do we just take this opportunity to kill their stuff? We just take this opportunity to kill their stuff and keep the board empty. It could be right to save a removal spell for the reflection flip, but we'll just draw another. I'll like to play around another Jwari Disruption here. I know they played 2 out already, but they have plenty of resources and not a lot of spells, so might as well be a little safe with the couple of spells that we do have. Hey, that's sick, Kyle. You love to see it. Oh gosh. They're gonna get to Reflection of the Kiki Spectral Adversary and constantly phase things out, huh? That's kind of gross. Hey, Korluski. Thanks for the almost 4 years. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Okay, I think we just send the reflection back from whence it came here, huh? Set ourselves up to race here. We're going to 3 champ, but my dojo does not contain fear. Hinata does not reduce channel cost, chip. Unable to beat that one without a good draw there. That's how it be sometimes. I think I'm happy with how we boarded it. I'm gonna go ahead and run it back. It will never cease to amaze me how condescending while being wrong Magic players consistently are while they defend their game. Like, there's nothing wrong with enjoying Magic more than other card games, but like, this egotistical sense of Magic is strictly superior to every other card game out there is so wild to me. I just blocked a Twitter shitter for telling me that Pokemon is a very simplistic game that's designed for children. Which is a really funny take to have if you're in like, reading that take as someone who's somewhat familiar with competitive Pokemon, like, in fact, I actually think one of the reasons competitive Pokemon struggles to get more popular than Magic, despite being a wildly popular IP, is that competitive Pokemon is wildly more complicated than competitive Magic. If you've never seen competitive Pokemon decks play, the average competitive Pokemon deck is probably closer to Vintage Storm than it is a standard Magic the Gathering deck. Your first couple of turn sequences in Pokemon TCG tend to be pretty complicated permutations that can play out in dozens of different ways. Hey, Aru, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Really appreciate that. There's a ton of people you can send that to every month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it this way this month and keeping me around. I'm gonna run this into a Jwari Disruption. Something's good. If they had a Disruption, they'd probably play it as a third land, right? Stroke, sure. Stroke's gonna get something at some point. For people that haven't seen Pokemon before, their new TCG client's supposed to be out before summer for their digital card game, so when that releases to the entire world in open beta, we're gonna explore some of it on stream. Their actual gameplay's pretty sweet. I mostly bounced off of their previous client because it's super inaccessible to get into. That's one of the big things that'll be changing with their new one, is their new client's gonna be more accessible. Sad that we don't have a land for this. I'd love to jam Lier there. Yeah, Pokemon TCG Live is the new one. So the previous one was really tough to get into. The economic model it had wasn't great for acquiring cards. Not for everyone. It has a closed beta in Canada right now, Tumos. You will be able to transition your cards from their old one to the new one, Alistair. It's pretty common for companies to run betas inside of Canada. Canada's like Diet America, chat. And by that I mean your average population is much thinner than ours. Probably smarter too. This might get counterspelled, honestly. I don't know why we spell pierce me there, but thanks, I guess. Like, I have like really big expensive spells that spell pierce will be good against later. So I'm spell piercing that seems a little suspect. Hey chat, remember when I said you should just put a bunch of cards in your deck that aren't banned in Standard but have been nerfed in Alchemy? Cards like this one. Make sure your Standard deck's playing cards that have been nerfed in Alchemy, chat. You'll have a much better time. Hand, Library, Exile. How is Lier nerfed? You can only play spells on your turn with Lier in Alchemy. Okay, what if I just Magma Opus in response so it can't be countered? This card also says spells can't be countered on it. Well. Your move, Yugi boy. Shit, something's gone horribly wrong, chat. We're collecting rank points. Pixie the 7th, thank you for the 28 months. Welcome back. Of course, we aim to please. Tempo. Disruption's not a terrible pickup. Means we can hold that up on 2. Definitely want to play this first one as a lane, though. Did we loop around and Jeff is now at 79%? That's the only logical explanation for the number on your screen. It's highly possible that that is what has occurred. We're just tap land passing here. Card's so good shit. What's going on, Gorf? Whoa! Their control deck's playing Spell Pierce? It's crazy. I'm expecting that. This is our Shatterskull Smashing. Alright, you got me. He's dead, Jim. You've murdered him. Sure. So I can't, even though I have 6 mana here, chat, I cannot Hinata into Opus because I need at least one other target in play for damage to make Magma Opus cost 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and just recast this, I think. Oh no, chat. We're the bad guy. I'm the bad man. The answer to the question, are we the baddies, is objectively yes. Without a shadow of a doubt. Most certainly. Does my hat have skulls on it? Something like that. We're probably gonna have counter magic post board, which makes Windfall worse. Bring in some spot removal. Fading Hope to protect their stuff seems good. Fateful Absence seems not great. I don't want to give them a card draw when I kill their thing. I'm board in like a Smoldering Egg. Arrest me, daddy. Check the pinned message under the video, Red Link. Sell the Hinata and nothing? Do they not hit? Oh, that's unlucky. So they put this Hinata into play, and then I get to Fading Hope it back to my hand? No, you're fine, Red Link. I actually didn't notice until someone commented on the actual video itself, so... Wait, what? Yes, you made 3-for-1 my Smoldering Egg. I'll take my Hinata back now, please, though. This Disruption is drawn dead at this point, so we'll play it out. Oh, I understand why they pitched them now. The 5x mono blue land Invoke Despair deck is, it's a rough one, shit. Thanks, Kennex. I think I honestly just let this happen and then play the next one out. They are only one land away from a hall activation, you're not wrong. Their mana base has big Grixis energy. Yeah, that's true. I think think I'm chilling on this land. This might be a, like, shock plus loot with Prismari Command angle. Name. And library exile. The Shatterskull Smashing they played in the previous game was ours. They played it off of the Steal Your Stuff card. It's a 2-turn clock either way, Tumos. I mean, Infernal Grasp isn't good enough either way. I have a Valorous Stance in hand. And, like, if they Infernal Grasp, the Dragon's still, like, a 4/4 with haste that's still lethal the following turn, right? I don't know. I don't think you're wrong if you play Goldspan that turn, but I'd rather play Hinata. Hey, Lakel Bass, thanks for the brand new Prime. There's so many great people you can send that to on Twitch every month. Thanks for sending it this way and keeping me around. Wouldn't be able to do this without folks like you. I mean, this hand gets into a little bit of trouble if they're playing something aggressive, but got a Fading Hope. Got Chip in a Chair. Hope in a Dream. Yeah, I think most of the permutations led us to victory in that last game. I agree. I will say one big difference anecdotally between Alchemy and Standard right now is Standard definitely feels a lot more blue dabba dee dabba die. The prevalence of the black discard mid-range decks definitely does a lot to push blue decks out of Alchemy, which I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing if I'm being honest. Hopefully they Unexpected Windfall, and then we, like, Windfall negate their Windfall. Yo, dog. Here there be dragons. It's the opposite, Pelly. With all these 4/4 flying haste, this game is in no danger of Dragon on. This might be a Magma Opus targets my dragons to make a bunch of mana angle. I'm gonna run the no blocks here. Oh, I don't have enough mana to cast this to start. That's unfortunate. I was thinking I want to like cast this, target these, make mana. That's a really good one for them to have. It's like the only thing they could be doing to interact with my board that doesn't make me a treasure token. Ugh. Okay. Well, they very clearly don't have a protection spell, right? Good turn for us for sure. Why do we die outright? I'm at 8 life and I have a blocker. How do I die outright? Please explain. Does this do it? Ooh, I think that does it. Wait. Oh, this is an instant. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because they get wow, we just got full storm comboed here, chat. Yeah, they get to Unexpected Windfall. They're like a more all-in combo version of what we're doing, huh? I wonder if they're playing Hinata. They might not be on the Magma Opus package to fit this in. Because it has Storm. So they did 1, 2, 3. Nice. Yeah, I don't think they're on Hinata either. And they gotta make us have it here. They could have Fading Hope. We could have Fading Hope theoretically, but I assume they just YOLO it. Yeah, really close for sure. And every one of these generates a treasure token now, right? Yeah. Well played from the opponent. That was close. Alright, so Disdainful Stroke here is great, obviously. Our Lier seems good. Abrade is notably not very good. Prismari Command seems narrow. Dragonfire, Absence, and Stance all fine. Unexpected Windfall is very risky. Probably a Smoldering Eggs in matchup for extra threats on our part. I don't think I want Burn Down the House. Maybe I'm supposed to just because it's a way to kill their 4/4s, but they kill ours too, so let's try this. I think we're just chilling, right? Because if I draw one more land, I can negate a Disdainful Stroke for 1 mana with Hinata up, so I don't think there's a reason to run a Goldspan into a counterspell here. I'm going to negate this because I can't negate a lot of their key threats, and this could find key threats. I'll be a little bit less aggressive with this Disdainful Stroke. Probably want to save the Stroke for, like, Goldspan or Lier out of them. Yes, Smoldering Egg explicitly cares about the amount of mana you pay for something, so it is unfortunately a little bit of a non-bo with Hinata. It is what it is. They could have, like, land, burn down the house spell pierce, but our treasure makes extra, so that's fine. Disdainful Stroke one of these. Obviously, they still get the second, but it's interesting to know that they have to keep Unexpected Windfall in against us. Like, not being able to board that card out in the counterspell matchup seems a little rough. Might make me rethink using my negates aggressively, because if we can tag those with counterspells, we get a lot of value out of it, obviously. The way their deck's constructed, they just maybe can't afford to not have that effect. It needs some lands, but we're on the draw, so I'm going to keep it. It's got a bunch of good spells in it. Play that as a land. I led on Riverglide Pathway as opposed to this pathway because there's fewer white sources in my deck. So I wanted to give myself a chance to draw a blue, which we're more likely to, than draw another white rather than play this out. This might be a make a treasure angle. They want to counterspell this, and they won't be able to use a 4-mana draw card this turn, so I think that's a win for us. They could technically go, like, land Lier. I guess if they went land Goldspan, I'd be sad there. Necessary risk. Just gonna let this happen. We'll hold up my Disdainful Stroke. Alright, we've got Goldspan down with double counterspells, so hopefully we're gonna run down the game from here. I'm gonna use this one aggressively since they're missing their second red. Yeah, Shelter's good with Goldspan. It's possible this deck might want a couple copies of that card. And they have a way to stance our Goldspan here. We could be in trouble. It's our last resource. Really want to draw like Expressive Iteration of our own or Magma Opus or something along those lines. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep playing our lands out here. Spells, baby, don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, hey, hey. Stop this one. Alright, so I'm gonna let them make their decisions with this Expressive Iteration before I show them that we're gonna kill their Lier. And then we'll just go ahead and top deck a Magma Opus or a Goldspan and win the game next turn, I think. This is a part where they play Goldspan Dragon and combo kill us from 20. Oh no! Oh no! Just a purr. Thank you for the tier 2. That's super generous. Thanks for the 2.5 years. Welcome back. I'm gonna run to the bathroom and I'll find out if we're done when I get back. Ugh. Oh, look at that. I didn't die and I drew another land. So, in a way, it is like I died. Yeah, no, but also yes. I'll assume that Memory Deluge is dead enough. Sometimes it do be like that. Yeah, let's get one more decent match in with this, and we'll flip on over to uniting the Pokemon for a little bit. Sure. Stands a little slow if they're an aggro deck, but we're also on the play, so we might be able to get away with it. If they're not an aggro deck, the Stand's pretty powerful. Play this on blue since we drew a different red source. Excuse me? My network's being disrupted in chat. There's a cyber attack. Someone help. Hero Fall. There's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Yeah, they're definitely ninjas, right? So I think I want to pass with Prismari Command up this turn. I think this is a shock your thing, make a treasure angle here, just to use my mana. Not worry about ninjutsu next turn. What's going on, Dylan? I don't think I want to run Goldspan into a Jwari Disruption, so I'm going to go ahead and lead on Iteration here. Library Exile. I want to wait till we can play 2 cards with this, so we'll just pass for now. And I think next turn is the start jamming Goldspan turn. If they like have Disdainful Stroke or something for this, then these are more likely to resolve. Whoa! Opponent's deck is sweet. It's an artifact ninja? Huh. Okay, this is kind of guess. I'm picking up what they're putting down, Chip. I'm gonna just discard the second Unexpected here. Okay, and now we do this. Now we do this. I guess I should have been thinking about Protocol. This was untapped in an artifact. That's fine. I think we're still in a fight spot, right? Because we can go like Shatter Shock next turn. I will go Shatter Shock. Library Exile. Maybe they have like a splash in their sideboard for a different color thing. I'm gonna go ahead and pass for the turn, and then during their upkeep, we'll try and kill their stuff. I'm doing this during their upkeeps. This way, if they have a counter spell, if they have a counter spell, they have to use the mana on their turn cycle. We're gonna fight over their first counter spell if they have like a negate or something here. Ninjas in my future? Feels like it. The Technician, pick up my artifact, put an artifact back into play is quite excellent. I'm supposed to wait a turn to Magma Opus, right? Because like I have Negate and I have 9 mana with the 10th in hand. I think if I didn't have the 10th already rolled up, I would jam the Opus, but I think with the Negate and the 10th mana already rolled up, I should just wait. It's like my last resource to impact the board, right? Okay, I think we're gonna go ahead and say damage, damage, damage your face. And then we'll go tap, tap. This plays around Spell Pierce organically this way too, which is a card that's definitely in their range of a tempo deck to have. I'm gonna get punished and they're gonna have a Spell Pierce chat, but I think I gotta stop this and kill their stuff. Alright, no Spell Pierce is great. That was a little sketchy for a little bit there, but with the Expressive Iteration drawn here, we should snowball properly from here, I imagine. We have to be really unlucky to miss. Famous last words for a man about to be very unlucky. Hand, library, exile, take some redraws. Heard you like draw twos, chat, so I'll get some draw twos with our draw twos. Obviously some bricks here, but like we have a Negate and we have a Dragonfire, so we have a relatively quick clock. Yeah, not a lot of creature lands in this deck. We're doing our best to hit our colors on curve. We're actually losing this race, and it lets them filter cards, so I'm just gotta pass here. Creature lands that were dual lands would be sick for this deck. This card's probably a blink in this matchup. Man, we really have not drawn a lot of spells, huh? Where my spells be, chat? There we go. Hopefully our opponent's sandbagging some lands here. Their deck doesn't have a particularly high curve, so they could probably sit on them realistically and not get punished. We just want to keep playing ours out, because our deck has things like Magma Opus in it. this is negatable. Close game. Okay, so Flame Blessed Bolt, Burning Hands are good. I think Cinderclasm's good. Stance is kind of mediocre. Cletus is mediocre. Unexpected Windfall is not great because they have counter spells. Negate actually seems not amazing either. We'll trim a couple of those. Just an all Doomblades on deck matchup, plus our threats at the top end. I think we got a mulligan this one, right? Like, against a greedy deck, we would keep this, but I think it's pretty important that I have at least one piece of removal in my opener. I'm going to keep this at 6. Prismari Command is kind of removal. It's not like a 1 or 2 mana like I wanted, but I don't think this is bad enough to go to 5. Perfect. Go ahead and light this up while they're tapped out. I think this is, again, no reason to let them untap and be able to interact with me, so we'll go shock you, shatter you. Goodbye, friends. Alright, so their hand is free of ninjas. Could be counterspells, though. I think we're definitely on the YOLO some dragons plans here, especially with the card going to the top. Want to try and get these in before they can draw whatever goodie they wanted to keep there. Top deck a ninja or an interactive spell. Looks like a ninja. Weird that they... Oh, they're picking them both up. Got it. It's 5, 6, 7. Hinata? 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 Okay, so untapped land's actually not that terrible of a drop, because it means I get to do this, play a land, and then do this. Fair and reasonable. Oh, they get to diddle me. I forgot they had the diddler. greatest nemesis, the Diddler. Oh my gosh, is that lethal? Close, not quite. It's 8. It's a lot of damages, chat. Okay, now the good thing here is I know they don't have magma. I know they don't have, we get to know that they don't have a counterspell here now. So let's attack with this. Hit ya. Pass. Magma Opus. 1, 2, 3. Submit. Tap, tap. Don't stop believing. Maybe I'm actually supposed to attack with this Goldspan too, just to have mana for future turns. It actually would have given me lethal for next turn. Oh, I have lethal next turn with the Magma Opus anyways, right? There might be something to this Goldspan Dragon card, chat. It seems pretty good. That was pretty sweet. Not going to lie. Really, really kind of like this one, Chip. I don't know that there's anything I'd change necessarily here. I think I'm pretty happy with it. Felt pretty reasonable. Maybe the Unexpected Windfalls and the Cletus. The Cletus especially just felt like it really didn't accomplish much. I could see that.